Today I am going to be trying to get this fuel cell mounted. So I think I've been kind of really overthinking this and how I want to do it. So I'm just going to do this and hopefully it works out. I went back and forth on like if I wanted to build a whole cage around this thing or what I wanted to do with it. If I wanted to do like aluminum brackets or steel brackets, a bunch of different stuff. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this flat stock. It's 1/8 inch flat by 1 1/4. And I think essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it come up and wrap over the top of the frame, bend down, go all the way underneath, back up, and then over the top, and then bolt it on. So that'll be what I'm going to do to get it in there and hanging, and then I'll see if I want to do some other stuff with it, or if it's going to like sway or wobble, or how sturdy it's going to be. So I'll get it hung up, and then we'll check it and see what it looks like. All right, so what I'm going to do for starters is I'm just going to mark the center of these pieces of flat here, and then the fuel cell mounting for the feet is actually 24 inches apart. So what I'll do is I'll go 1 foot on either end, and then I'll mark that, and that's kind of where I'm going to have to bend them. So we'll start at the center and go from there. And what that'll do, I'll be able to bend it up here, and then where I need to bend it to be able to hang it on the frame. All right, so I got my line marked. I just got this thing clamped in the vise. I'm just going to bend it over. So that should be enough to go underneath the fuel cell. All right, so I got the thing kind of mounted. Basically just made these little bars, bent them down. Goes underneath the mount, over the top of the outlets, underneath the other mount, back up over here. So I am gonna have to make a couple adjustments to it because it does kind of rock a little bit. I am planning on using rubber spacers underneath the feet and stuff. So I'm gonna get the holes drilled. I got the holes all marked out for where I want to drill them. So I'm going to get the holes drilled, mount the feet to the bars, and then I'll kind of work on evening everything out. It looks pretty even right now, so I'll probably have to work on tweaking it a little bit, but it doesn't look too bad. Alright, so there's all we got. It's freestanding, nothing underneath the tank now. It's all in there mounted. The bolts are not tight though. I have to get some of the bolts. I have to get some bolts that are the right size, so I just have them stuck in here like this. I do have the rubber spacer underneath each one, but other than that, that's kind of what it looks like. So it is obviously loose in there because I don't have anything tightened down yet, but it should straighten that out once I get it tight. And the washer's in there obviously just in case there's any frame twisting. I don't want that tension to be on the tank because I've seen these cells kind of split open and leak before. I think I was watching like a Drag Week video or something, and guy's tank split open. So that would be kind of annoying if that happened. So hopefully those spacers will kind of relieve some of that stress. But other than that, I'm liking the position and how it turned out. It is raised up a little bit above the frame, but the way that this bed mounts on the mounting holes, there is quite a bit of room up to the bed. So there should be plenty of room there. The only thing I might have to worry about is maybe notching this section out if this is going to hit. So if I measure from the tip of my finger to where that kind of relief is, it's kind of like almost to the same spot. So I might have to notch these out a little bit. But this section here where the mounting hole is kind of lines up where the filler would need to be. So if you look at where that mounting hole is, it's kind of like right in the center. So I might have to cut some of that support out anyways. I'm debating what I want to do for a filler with this thing. If I want to actually go through the bed as a filler, or if I want to try to maybe weld like a filler neck hole on here and then actually run a hose up to here and then use the factory filler neck opening on the bed, because this is about normally where the filler neck would be. So you could realistically use that same filler hole and then just kind of pipe it in and then down, but you have to weld something on there, or it's just some way to actually get it into the tank and make sure it drains back all the way. But that'd be kind of cool. Then you wouldn't have to go through the bed and you could still use the bed like normal. Another option I was thinking about is actually like raising this section up to be level with the bed, because this is a little bit below it. So maybe take this section out, raise this up, like weld a section in, and then have another opening up here. So you could actually take this piece and then attach that to the bed with a little pipe going down. But we'll see where we end up. I already have some holes cut in the bed, so it wouldn't be a big deal if I had to just cut another hole in the bed. I do still have these holes already cut from when I had the triple turbo setup on there. So I guess realistically it wouldn't be the end of the world if I had to poke another hole in there. that's kind of where that's at. So I'm gonna get those other bolts, get the bars mounted and painted, and then I'll probably start working on the front suspension pretty soon. Might just leave the bed off of it, flip the truck around, and then I gotta order like some coilovers. I wanna do a coilover conversion on the front and then get rid of the torsion bars. So that should actually be quite a bit of customizing because I'm gonna have to build mounts for it and everything. So kind of looking forward to that, but it'll probably be a little bit challenging to figure out how to get everything right and then get the camber adjusted right. I do have a camber kit, but I'm still debating if I want to use like a tubular control arm or just reuse the factory control arms and then adjust the camber. There might be so much camber that I have to like modify the arm position. So we'll see how it goes.